Hey everyone, it's Julianne here for Hedgehog Hollow and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created this bee-inspired card using products that can all be found in the August 2020 box. This box includes one 3x4 stamp set as well as two 6x8 stamp sets and one layering stencil. The Honeycomb layering stencil, the Buzzing Bee stamp set, and finally the Busy Bee stamp set. The products that I'm going to be using for my card today include the Busy Bee stamp set as well as that Honeycomb layering stencil set. So let's get started. I'm going to be starting out my card today by first creating my background, which I am going to be creating an ink blended background using some Distress Oxide inks along with that Honeycomb layering stencil. Since I am using the stencil in this set that has the thinner lines, I am going to apply a little bit of pixie spray to the back of my stencil before temporarily adhering it down to my work surface, so that way I don't have to worry about my stencil moving around while I'm doing my ink blending. To add some depth to my ink blending today, I am going to be using 3 different Distress Oxide ink colors, and I'm going to be starting out with Squeeze Lemonade. I'm going to be doing most of my ink blending on the left-hand side of my card, and then I'm going to be fading out each of my colors towards the right of my card. I really like how this looks. Once I have that Squeeze Lemonade all down, I'm then going to be coming back in with my medium shade of Mustard Seed. And then finally, to darken those areas, I'm going to be coming in with Carved Pumpkin as my darkest color. Once I have added in that dark color, I'm then going to go back and forth between the 3 shades in order to get a seamless blend. This is definitely my favorite color combination when I'm doing anything bee related. I've created quite a few bee cards lately and I always go for these 3 colors. If you don't have Carved Pumpkin, you can also use Dried Marigold. I have used that a couple times as well. So I'm just going to finish up here with that darkest color, and then again I'm going to go back in with that Mustard Seed, blending out those harsh lines, and then finally coming back in with that Squeeze Lemonade. Once I'm happy with how my background looks, I'm just going to peel back my stencil in order to reveal what I've created. And then next I'm going to start working on coloring in my image for my card today. I'm going to be using the cute little bee with the flower from the Busy Bee stamp set. And I'm going to be stamping that using some Memento Tuxedo black ink onto some Express It blending cardstock, so that way I can do some Copic coloring today. Now I did end up stamping this image twice because I would honestly rather stamp extra than have to go back, but I am just going to be using one of the images for my card today. I'm going to start out by coloring in my flower. I really wanted my flower to really pop from my background, so I decided to color it in using one of my favorite colors, which is turquoise. I'm going to be using BG32, BG15, BG07, and finally my darkest shade of BG49. So like normal, I'm going to be going lightest to darkest, darkest to lightest, and I'm just going to put on some music and I'll be right back. Once I have everything colored in, since this stamp doesn't have any coordinating dies, I am just going to use a pair of scissors to fussy cut my image out. Now I have sped up this process for the video, but when it comes to fussy cutting, I just like to take my time. I don't want to mess up my image after having spending all that time coloring it in. So I'm just going to finish up cutting out my bee, and then I'm going to decide on the placement of where I want him on my card, and then I'm going to start working on my sentiment. I'm just going to line back up my panel inside my MISTI, and then I'm going to be stamping the sentiment, "Don't worry, be happy." That's a part of the Busy Bee stamp set. And I'm going to be stamping that down using some more of that Memento Tuxedo black ink. Next, I'm going to start working on assembling my card together. And I'm going to start out by adhering a piece of black colored cardstock that I've trimmed down to just slightly smaller than A2 size. And I'm going to adhere that onto my yellow card base. Next, I'm going to be adhering my background panel down, but this time instead of using liquid adhesive, I'm going to use some foam adhesive to give my card that little bit of added dimension. Next, I'm going to start adhering my image down to my background using some more of that foam adhesive. And I just love how this turquoise pops from the yellow background. I really love these two colors together. Finally, to finish off my card, I am going to be adhering a few honey jar confetti mixes from Honeybee Stamps. And once I have those last couple adhered down to my background, that's going to complete my card for today. I want to thank you all so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe for even more card making ideas. If you're interested in any of the supplies I used today, they will all be listed and linked down below in the description box. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and happy crafting!